What if the thing that is holding you back from the love you want has nothing to do with the men you're meeting and has everything to do with how you see Allah? You're most likely making lots of dua for a husband and for marriage. And you're trying to have tawakkul, but deep down inside, there's a quiet voice that's telling you, maybe Allah is not going to come through for me in this area of my life. And if you're being really honest with yourself, there's most likely a question that you don't say out loud, but you say quietly to yourself. And that question is, has Allah forgotten about me? I want to talk about something that no one really talks about in our community, and that is the way you see Allah is directly shaping your single season and who you attract. So today I'm going to share 3 perception shifts that will completely transform your relationship with Allah and your relationship with love. But before we begin, I have created something just for you that perfectly ties in with today's topic. It's called the Tawakkul Reset Checklist. It has 5 daily practices to help you move from fear to trust and to reconnect with Allah deeply whilst you're in your single season. Now, it's completely for free. The link is pinned in the comments below this video. I want you to go and grab it now and then to come back because we're going to get into something really good, inshallah. My name is Sobia and I coach Muslim women over 30 who are ready to stop waiting and start attracting the love they want. So I want to share something personal with you because I think it's going to resonate deeply. During my own single season, I used to make dua to Allah for a husband, but if I'm being really honest with myself, it wasn't coming from a place of certainty and trust. Deep down, I had this quiet fear sitting underneath every dua I made. I would think to myself, what if it doesn't come true? What if I'm the exception? And what if everyone gets their person but not me? And without realizing it, when things didn't work out and when connections failed, I started to believe that Allah was withholding from me and that maybe there was something wrong with me or wasn't good enough or somehow or simply forgotten or left behind. And that perception, it changed everything. It changed how I showed up, how I made dua, and how I felt about myself during my single season. I was carrying this heaviness that I could not quite explain. And then one day I realized something that completely shifted everything for me. I realized that the problem wasn't the men I'm meeting, it wasn't even my circumstances, but it was the way I was seeing Allah. And the moment I shifted that perception, everything changed for me. I felt more peace. My energy shifted. How I showed up also changed. And the heaviness I felt also lifted. And who I was attracting into my life also completely changed. So let's get into the 3 perception shifts that will transform how you see Allah and how you move through your single season. Perception shift number 1, we're going to change the perception of Allah is punishing me to Allah is preparing me. So having that perception that Allah is punishing me can be quite dangerous because it's quite subtle. It's not something you say out loud, but it's something you can feel deep inside. Now, you might be looking at your life and thinking that you were praying on time, you're trying to be a good person, you're trying your best to do everything right in your life. So why is this not happening for me? Why am I not getting married? Have I done something wrong in my life? And that perception can make your single season feel like a prison sentence than just a season. But here's the truth. Allah doesn't withhold from those He loves. He prepares them. And every delay in your story isn't a punishment, it's preparation. Allah is refining you, He's building you, and is making you ready for what He has already written for you. And remember, it may be that you dislike a thing which is good for you. So, what feels like a delay to you is actually divine preparation. And I want you to stop reading a single season as a sign of Allah's displeasure and start reading it as a sign of His preparation for you. Every time you feel that you're being punished, I want you to replace that thought with this. I want you to think that Allah is not punishing me, Allah is preparing me, and what He is preparing me for is worth the wait. Perception shift number 2 is Allah has forgotten me to Allah sees every part of me. Now, this is the loneliest perception. It's the feeling that everyone else's dua is being answered except yours. You probably watch other people around you getting married and attending many weddings and seeing engagement announcements as well, and then quietly wondering if Allah has simply forgotten this chapter of your life. Now, that perception leads to hopelessness. And hopelessness can either lead you to giving up completely or showing up desperately. But I want you to remember this, that Allah does not forget. He does not forget a single soul. He does not forget a single dua you've made. And He does not forget a single tear you cried in the middle of the night. Remember that Allah is closer to you than your jugular vein. He sees every quiet moment of longing that you have. He hears every dua that you've made and every prayer that you've whispered when no one around you is watching. Remember that you are not forgotten by Allah. You are being held, and there's a difference. The next time you feel forgotten, I want you to sit in sujood and say the following: Ya Allah, you see me, you hear me, and you have not forgotten me. And then I want you to trust that Allah has not forgotten you. Perception shift number 3 is from Allah is testing me and I don't know why to this season has a purpose I'm still discovering. Now, this is the most exhausting perception. You most likely accept that it's a test, but you're probably struggling to understand why, and the not knowing is most likely draining you. You might be asking yourself, what is the lesson here? What am I supposed to be learning? And when will this end? And when you can't find an answer, you start feeling that you might be failing the test. But here's what I want you to understand. Not every test comes with a visible lesson in the moment. Sometimes the purpose of the season becomes clear to you after it. And Allah doesn't give you more than what you can bear. And the fact that you're still standing here, still making dua, and still showing up means that you're actually passing this test, even though it might not feel like it. And I want you to know that you don't need to understand the full purpose of this season to trust the one who designed it. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Try asking, what is Allah growing in me through this? Try asking yourself, what is Allah growing in me through this? This question will shift everything for you. So let's quickly recap the 3 perceptions that we covered today. Perception shift number 1, from Allah is punishing me to Allah is preparing me. Every delay in your story isn't a sign of Allah's displeasure, it's a sign of His precision. Perception shift number 2, from Allah has forgotten me to Allah sees every part of me. You're not forgotten, sister, you're being held, and there's a difference between the two. And perception shift number 3, from this is a test that I don't understand to this season has a purpose that I am still discovering. So you don't need to understand the full purpose. You need to trust the one who designed it. These shifts, if you sit with them and if you do the work on them, it will change everything for you. Not just how you move through your single season, but how you make dua, how you show up, and the energy you carry into every room you walk into. And when you truly trust Allah, not just say it, but truly feel it, that's when everything will shift for you. You will start feeling peace, your energy will start changing, and who you attract will also change. The way you see Allah shapes everything, your peace, your patience, your energy, and yes, even who you attract. When you trust Allah deeply and completely, your whole energy shifts, and that shift is magnetic. And if this video resonated with you, I want you to go and download the Tawakkul Reset Checklist. It's 5 daily practices to help you move from fear to trust and to reconnect with Allah deeply in your single season. It's completely for free. The link is in the comment pinned below this video. Go and grab it. You deserve to move through this single season with peace and not fear. And I want you to share with me in the comments which perception shift resonated with you the most. And if this video helped, I want you to subscribe because there's more coming for you.